Hello, I'm Damian Jones from H&H. I'm here to welcome you to this short preview video ahead of next week's auction at Pavilion Gardens. We'll be open for public viewing on Tuesday the 6th of July from 12 until 6 and on the morning of the sale the 7th from 9 AM onwards. There will be social distancing protocols in place and we would ask you to bring your face masks and ensure you're wearing those whilst indoors. Please also bring any ID for track and trace registration. It'll be our first sale at Pavilion Gardens in 2 years, so we are very excited to be back there, and we're very flattered at the range and quality of vehicles we've been asked to put under the hammer. So there are 101 cars going under the hammer, a short preview to follow with some of what we feel are the highlight lots, but to be honest, every car in the sale has a story to tell. So we would encourage you to have a look through the online catalogue, and if you can make it to Buxton next week, we'd love to see you. For those who can't, you can of course bid via our website, and also via the telephone. So it's bidding in person, via the website, and via the telephone. We'd like to see you there. Take care. Bye-bye. We could, in many ways, do a preview video for all 101 cars due to go under the hammer on July the 7th, but we've tried to keep it brief and selected a few that we think might be of interest. So we have a 1952 Alvis TA21 Drophead Coupe. Now this is one of just 303 such cars bodied by Tickford. It was extensively restored in the 1980s and is understood to have covered only 12,000 miles since then. It's got a surprising turn of speed, will keep up with modern traffic, courtesy of its 3-litre straight-six engine. Rarer still is the 1956 Daimler new Drophead Coupe. Not only is it one of just 54 ever made, but it's the sole example to have been fitted with an automatic gearbox from new. It also has the famous third seat, it's chassis number 2, it has electric windows, and it's in good overall condition. It's certainly a head-turner and a conversation piece at any classic car meeting. Sticking with Daimlers, there's a 1951 Daimler DB18 Special Sports Drophead. It's one of only approximately 500 ever made with Barker coachwork, subject to an extensive and comprehensive restoration between 2009 and 2011. Now, amazingly, that restoration accounted for some 3,855 hours and was completed at a cost of over £120,000. So it's safe to say the car's been gone through. An earlier beast is the 1936 Railton 8 Fairmile 2 Drophead Coupe. Now, it's understood to be one of just 35 survivors from the 178 Railton 8s that Coachcraft bodied as Fairmile dropheads. It was a subject of an extensive chassis-up, photographically documented restoration by the vendor and his late father in the 1990s, and it's been awarded various rosettes thereafter and enjoyed on numerous rallies. It is an unusual Anglo-American hybrid. Certainly it wasn't Carroll Shelby unique in coming up with the idea of putting a big American engine in a British chassis, so an interesting car. And finally, the other end of the scale, rather more modern, a 1999 Aston Martin DB7 Vantage Volante. Now this one's unusual because it's covered just 17,100 miles from new. The current owner bought it in September 2018 from Sytner Aston Martin Nottingham for the princely sum of £37,000. It was subject to a £4,000 service by McGurk in 2020, and it's finished in the very rare and pleasing combination of Constant Silver with light grey leather and black piping. We're also fortunate enough, H&H, to be asked to sell some real rarities on occasion, and there's a few of those in the Buxton sale. We'll start with the 1966 NSU Spider. Now, these were among the very first Wankel engine cars, that rotary design that Mazda did so much to popularise later, which are engines which are uncannily smooth and high revving, but can be a little oil thirsty. Anyway, this particular example was supplied new to Germany, but was purchased there by the vendor in 1967, so it's an all but one owner car from new. It's been off the road for a while, but it does have the original hardtop, a hood, a lot of spares. It is currently UK registered, it comes with a detailed history file and be well worth putting back on the road. Another rarity is the 1999 Daihatsu Cuore Avanzato TR-XX R4. Now, I probably mispronounced that, but there we go. Now, these were one of the most outrageous Kai-class cars ever conceived in Japan. So it was, if you like, very much a mini Subaru Impreza. You've got permanent four-wheel drive, you've got a limited slip diff, you've got a turbocharged double overhead cam engine, a little pocket rocket. Now, they are rare as hen's teeth over here. There are only 80 UK supplied examples, with a further 20 being sent over for use in a rally championship. This one is supposed to have covered 13,000 miles from new with its original book pack, so rare on a number of fronts. We also have a complete one-off, a 1964 Triumph Spitfire Mark I Special. Now, this amazing car was rebodied by previous registered keeper Roger Cawthorne to showcase the talents of his firm Cawthorne Woodcrafts of Dartmouth, hence all the boat inspiration, I guess. It's been in the current ownership since 1989, and it won the Triumph Sports 6 Club's International Concours event the following year. The nautically inspired wooden coachwork was stripped and revarnished in 2017, and it retains all the original Spitfire Mark I running gear. We also have a couple of heavyweight 1990s icons, that wonderful decade of excess. So we have a 1993 Vauxhall Lotus Carlton. It's one of only 284 ever made, and it's got 77,400 recorded miles on the clock. It's been part of two private collections since 2012. It comes with the original service literature binder, book pack and assorted invoices. It's MOT'd into April 2022, and the vendor, who's no stranger to performance machinery, has had it completely set up suspension-wise with brand new tyres and just generally gone through the car. So well worth having a look if you're after one of these performance saloons that was so quick they wanted to ban them. Another car that was deceptively fast, the 1994 Ford Escort RS Cosworth. Now this, like many Cossies, has a complete cult following these days. It's showing just 37,000 miles from new. It's a luxury model with the Recaro leather seats, just 5 former keepers, current owner since 2015, and it's accompanied by a large history file. So it's on aftermarket wheels, but it is otherwise seemingly to standard specification and well worth a good look over. Equally as fast and perhaps more dramatic looking, we've got various examples of Italian exotica. So we have a 1972 Tomaso Pantera GTS. Now this is rare because it's a European specification car. It was originally supplied by Chili Motors in Milan, Italy, later went to the States where a lot of Panteras were supplied, and came back to Europe first and then the UK in 2013 when a major restoration was commenced. You really need to look at this car in the metal. It is stunning. It's painted in the original GTS colours of red over satin black. It's been retrofitted with power steering. The engine is said to be good for 350 brake horsepower. It would have been at the time a competitor to a Lamborghini Miura or a Ferrari Daytona. It's just a fabulous American-Italian hybrid, so well worth a look. Then we have a 1981 Ferrari 208 GTS. So it's an Italian market car designed to take advantage of their 2-litre tax brake or tax brake on engines under 2 litres. It's one of just 160 examples made. It's showing just under 22,000 recorded kilometres, which is getting on for 14,000 miles. It was subject to a cam belt change and service last year. It comes with the owner's wallet, handbook and service book. And then on to a member of royalty, if you like, for the 208 308 family, a 1976 Ferrari 308 GTB Vetroresina. And this is one of the highly sought-after fiberglass or Vetroresina cars. There are only 154 of these supplied to the UK in right-hand drive. This example began life as the Maranello concessionaires and then had just one private registered keeper thereafter. It is highly original. It's not been messed around with. It's got 71,900 warranted miles, a very comprehensive history file, and just everywhere you look, you can see it's a car that's been cosseted and looked after, but it really is a preservation class contender and very well behaved for a Ferrari when we've had that manoeuvred around the warehouse and things like that. It's been very easygoing. We've also got examples in the sale from a few marques that are gone but not forgotten. So we have a 1931 Lagonda 3-litre low chassis saloon. These are fabulous looking cars. They really are, in terms of that sort of elegance and grace. Lagonda in certainly the 1930s, engineering wise, were they as good as Rolls or Bentley? Arguably not as good, but style wise, you have to say the Lagondas were seriously good looking cars and still very, very nicely engineered. Now, this 3-litre Saloon was formerly part of the Litchfield collection, one of the UK's most significant private collection of pre-war cars, motorcycles and commercial vehicles. It, again, is an original thing with a lovely patina to it. It's fitted with well-proportioned and stylish Wayman closed coachwork, and it's been the subject of over £29,500 worth of expenditure since 2015. We also have a 1947 Allard K1. Now, Sidney Allard has been accused of brute force and ignorance, but there is a real visceral appeal to his cars. And this is one of 151 K1s made. It was supplied new to Performance Cars of Great West Road, and they appear to have made quite a lot of modifications to the bodywork. So, we'd bow to Allard specialists, but if you look through it, it looks like it's had shorter profile doors on it, and they've had a little bit of a wave put into them, a few other modifications, and these are explained by the fact that it's understood to have begun life as a competition car. So it's got period competition history, and again, this is a car that's been restored in recent years, runs very nicely, sounds wonderful, rare as hen's teeth, and just great fun. We also have a 1928 Sunbeam 25 horsepower Tourer. Now, this car will have begun life as a big saloon or limousine. Now, it's rebodied in about 1970 with the lightweight Tourer coachwork that was reputedly first fitted to a Lagonda. It's got its original 3.6 litre straight six overhead valve engine, but it's been uprated with triple SU carburetors, and it's allied to a 4-speed gearbox. So with that lightweight body and a big engine, it's got a surprising turn of speed. It's got a decent thrust to it for a 1920s car. It has been subtly uprated with an alternator and a facet fuel pump for increased reliability, and it was treated to approximately £9,000 worth of work in 2017, 2018, including a new crown wheel and pinion and half shafts. So, arguably my favourite car would be the 2014, although first registered 2015, the Realm Heritage C-Type. That is just a beautifully built thing. It was built by the vendor's late husband, and it was a great testament to his skill set. It's recently been through an MOT test. It really is a car that you can just look at and drink in the details. Well worth coming over to Buxton, having a look at. And the same applies to most of the cars that are going under the hammer. So we'd love to see you there. If you can make it. Failing that, please don't hesitate to ring us or email us if you want any more information on the lots on offer. Stay safe. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.